punch. He couldn't hit. He's swinging like a sissy. He's missing. Let me see your box. I hadn't started. You can't say my legs are gone. You can't say I was tired, because what happened? I didn't dance from the second round on. I stayed on the rope. When I stay on the ropes, you think I'm doing bad. But I want all boxers to put this in a page of boxing. Staying on the ropes is a beautiful thing.
Before the world knew the smiling grill master, there was a man who terrified the heavyweight division with nothing but a blank, predatory stare. Young George Foreman didn't need to scream, because his silence carried more weight than any punch ever could. He turned the ring into a vacuum of fear, suffocating opponents before the bell even rang. Do you see the cold calculation in his eyes?
Foreman twice coming up and under with the left hand. And remember, when you're watching George Foreman, he has been known to knock opponents out with glancing blows. His hands are so heavy that the knockout punch doesn't always look like one, and Rodriguez goes down.
The 1968 Olympics wasn't just about winning a gold medal. It was George's first psychological declaration of war on a global stage. While others were fueled by the loud politics of the era, George used a stoic, unshakable demeanor to project a level of confidence that felt genuinely dangerous to his peers. It wasn't just patriotism, it was a masterclass in owning the room. Look at how he dominates the podium.
A flush overhand right. Good flush shot upstairs. Hit the body, he wouldn't give it to him.
Joe Frazier was the most feared man on the planet until he stood across from a 24-year-old George Foreman. George didn't just fight Frazier, he disassembled his spirit by treating the reigning world champion like a common heavy bag. If you respect this level of absolute technical mastery and psychological dominance, subscribe now to join our study of greatness. But how does a champion react when he's literally being lifted off his feet? Foreman's strength wasn't just muscular. It was an elemental force that disrupted the rhythm of every technician he ever faced. He didn't bother to dance or slip punches because he simply walked through the storm, proving that psychological dominance starts with the absolute refusal to be moved. It is the ultimate display of physical authority. Can you spot the moment his opponent realizes he's fighting an immovable object? This specific brand of menacing stillness is a rare psychological weapon used only by history's most dangerous predators. Decades later, Mike Tyson would adopt this exact blueprint of silent, terrifying anticipation to break his opponent's spirits before the first hook ever landed. It's not just boxing. It's the art of psychological liquidation. Notice the chilling similarity in how they both stalk their prey with zero wasted movement. Most fighters rely on adrenaline, but George Foreman operated on a level of calculated composure that made him look like an executioner rather than an athlete.
In the second round.
Round 2. Scheduled for 15, the heavyweight champion. Oh, a good right hand on the left-hand side of the face of Norton. Norton is a fits his thing off, and it looks like Norton has really been staggered as he went up against the rope. The referee...
He didn't seek the knockout. He expected it as an inevitability of his presence. This wasn't arrogance. It was the supreme realization of his own destructive capacity. But what happens when that power meets a man who refuses to be intimidated? Watch this. Muhammad Ali didn't fight George's body. He fought his perception of reality. While Foreman threw boulders, Ali whispered into his ear, transforming a championship bout into a psychological horror film for the young titan.
Into a hard counter right. Similar tactic against Zora Foley, slipping Foley's jab and stepping into his right. So it's clear that Ali and that the shot had been sharp enough to knock down Foley. But against Foley, Ali was not moving backwards as he threw.
It was the first time George felt mortal in the ring, forced to confront a man who found comfort in the chaos. Can you see the moment the frustration starts to boil over? This menacing shadow archetype didn't start with Foreman. It was perfected by the man who terrified the 1960s.
Knockdown on Patterson, which you rarely see in boxing.
Floyd will take him out. Floyd will...
military.
Very good head movements in the fights.
He gets a chance.
Sonny Liston was the original architect of the psychological knockout, using a dead-eyed, unblinking stare to win fights in the locker room. Before the bell even rang, the opposition was often mentally paralyzed by his sheer malevolence. Observe how Liston's presence alone makes world-class athletes look like terrified amateurs. Mike Tyson would eventually refine this art of the stalk into a high-speed nightmare.
Pretty good example, some of these body shots. I wonder if there's more than 10 or 15. All this big. Another big left hand. Oh, this big, and he's out. Oh, what a shot!
While Foreman was a slow-moving glacier of destruction, Tyson was a guided missile with the same cold, unblinking focus during his walk to the ring. Both men proved that in a professional ring, silence is far louder than any trash talk. Do you see the exact moment Tyson's opponent realizes there is no escape? After 10 years in the wilderness, George Foreman returned as a smiling preacher, yet the terrifying power remained perfectly intact. He swapped the scowl for a grin, but the efficiency of his violence only increased because he no longer wasted energy on anger. He became the friendly giant who could still detach a man's consciousness with a single casual jab. Is this the most calculated transformation in sports history? The Michael Moorer fight is a masterclass in patient, veteran destruction. For 9 rounds, George was outpointed and outmoved by the faster, younger champion. But Foreman was simply setting the trap. He knew that one lapse in Moorer's concentration would result in a total structural collapse. Can you spot the subtle hand-fighting George uses to lure Moorer into the final kill zone? If Foreman was the hammer, Lennox Lewis was the scalpel. Lewis took the blueprint of the tall, dominant heavyweight and added a layer of elite tactical chess.
Shots at the start of round 4, grabbing the top rope to keep from falling, and then ran into another, reeling backward, his knees bending. The ropes kept him from going.
He didn't just overpower men, he dismantled their strategies with a surgical jab that felt like a telephone pole. Watch how he keeps an aggressive, world-class puncher at bay with nothing but a stiff left arm. A jab of this caliber isn't just a punch, it's a sensory overload tool used to blind the opponent to the incoming execution. Foreman and Lewis both used their lead hand like a physical barrier, a wall of lead that prevented any offensive rhythm from the opposition. How does a professional fighter react when every breath they take is interrupted by a glove to the face? This level of physical authority is rare, but it is mirrored today by the technical dominance of Alexander Usyk.
Lands a brutal left hook to Bruno's chin. The stunned challenger just stood there as hands Lewis dashed at him like a punching bag. He was defenseless. It was only until the
Usyk doesn't rely on Foreman's raw power, but he utilizes the same calculated dominance by controlling every inch of the ring's geometry. He makes giants look small by outthinking them 3 moves in advance. Can you see the moment the larger man realizes he's been outclassed by a master? True mastery is the ability to dictate the terms of engagement without saying a single word. Whether it's the terrifying youth of Big George or the surgical precision of Lennox Lewis, the lesson remains the same. He who controls the psychological air in the room controls the outcome. But what happens when 2 masters of this menacing stillness finally meet face to face? Watch how this tension builds.
Yeah, what are you doing? See what I just did there? The mind.
Vitaly Klitschko brought a different flavor to the...
In the second round, Norton goes down again. A left hand on the side of the head. Norton goes back and left. No, he doesn't. His legs are rubbery as the left hand goes to the side of his head. A right uppercut, a left jab, and a shoots left. Then Norton fumbling again. He is
from the most feared man.
The knockout coming in round one of this heavyweight fight.
Body blows, but he hit him with a quick left right there. It snapped the head back, and a lot of times you catch a guy on.
Whether it was Foreman's immovable wall,
and with that, you can do the impossible.
he proved that physical power is temporary.
Uppercut by Moore, blasted Foreman's chin backward.
Oh, God, protect him.
Do you realize how much he revolutionized the marketing?
George Foreman is hit by a combination of punches, and down he goes. He's fallen like a tree in the forest. He is felled by the combination of blows.
This mastery of transition.
It looks like the myth of its power is being exposed by Moore so far.
Solid right hand by Moore.
Foreman's taking a beating, way behind on every scorecard.
Every defeated Moore comes back with 2 or 3.
George Foreman didn't just sell grills.
You gotta go to work, O'Reilly. You got to go to work.
Can you see the hunger hiding behind his...